So in career mode, renewing contracts. Now, we've kind of gone over a little bit about how you kind of actually transfer players, but naturally when it comes to renewing a contract, for instance, if we look at Courtois now, we've got 9 months left on his contract. This is all going to be through the squad, into the squad hub, as you can see, and as you can see here, it will tell you kind of what we're looking at. If you go a little bit down and have a look at him in more detail, you can kind of go through the contract negotiation and all of that good stuff. So you can see contract expiring, you got status there is happy, and naturally you can kind of see where they're sort of at with this. Then you've obviously got stats, attributes, and then financial. You'll be able to see fully how long everybody's got. So you've got 2 years, 1 year, 9 months, 5 years, 3 years, 9 months. So if I was going to, for instance, go into this and look at who's got the lowest, we can see that we've got 9 months on a few of them, and we can kind of decide right now who wants to stay. So if I click into them, you've obviously got delegate the renewal, which sometimes doesn't work out because if they don't give what you kind of would have, then potentially you could end up getting rid of the player. You can obviously release them if you find actually nothing happening, dismiss the renewal if you're quite happy for them to go on loan, or you can start the contract negotiation. This player is not looking to engage in contract negotiation for the time being, so there is a chance that they will say that, so naturally you want to potentially bring it down a little bit. Some people might, and you might find that you might get a couple of people that obviously will want an upgrade on their contract as such. And as you can see, you probably need to be a little bit closer to the time. So now it's a few kind of months later, we've gone in and added to the renewal. So naturally with Courtois, he's asked for a transfer request. This is just through simming. It's just part of it. And basically with that, you can either claw him back, and naturally if he's put a request in, you really need to think, okay, well, he wants to leave. I need to add a little bit for him. So as you can see, we've got prospect, we've got crucial, we've got important, rotation. These are going to be what you expect him to be. Now, obviously with Courtois, he's going to be one of the main ones. The one thing that you don't want to do, and do this with everybody, is say that they're crucial and not put them in the team, because they will just want to leave in general. So you can see this is their current wage, and you can see that we've got a contract renewal for 5 million and an extension of 1 year. So we can obviously negotiate, we can end negotiation, we can counter, and we can accept. So for instance, if we want to counter, we could then potentially go 2 years on top, but we are prepared to add a 2 year on him because we know that that's the length isn't acceptable. Courtois is fine with the length of the contract you've offered. A 2 year extension works for him. Now, obviously with the price of him, naturally you'd want to see kind of it going down. You can see clause is 81 million on the release clause. You can either accept that or deny it or counter it again. So again, you can either add a bit more, you can add a bit left. I think for what is going to be at 33, 2 more years, 35, we'd probably want to get another keeper in. We could accept that. But naturally, it's all about countering and not necessarily going crazy up on the price and then crazy low balling, because if you go too low, what you'll find is, to be honest, they will just end up leaving anyway and you won't be able to do anything. So you can see then we've got the wage and sign-in bonus. So with this one, you can obviously go and you can see we're on a current wage of 260. So realistically with his contract at the moment, we're going to try and go with the same signing on bonus, give him an extra 100 grand. Just see where it's going. I don't think it's totally out of the question. Obviously here you can see, prepared to offer him 260 and we'll pay the 100 grand signing on. Now, you don't have to always say we can agree on it. We'd be looking for 1.55 million signing on bonus. So again, you could see it. So you can just accept it and you know that's going to be accepted. Or you can edit it now and go, okay, well, I will give you 1.45. Claw a little bit back. Obviously, you could either then go 250 on wage or 240, but add a little extra on the signing on bonus. And we can submit the offer. Then obviously you can see if they're going to accept it or decline it. It's all about being a bit more wary. So as you can see, he's happy with that salary. We'd be looking for 1.5. So realistically, it's not going to work. You can also see then the tension is rising a little bit. So if we counter, what we could potentially do is go 1.6 and we're going to drop his wage by that. Again, whether this is going to be taken, but it's just one of them ones that you could throw in the little extra. So you can see they are pretty going on with that. There's no budging whatsoever. So realistically, you can either end it and your contract just isn't renewed, or you pretty much accept it if it's a needed position. And it all depends on if you've got backups. If you know that you've got another keeper or another player that's coming through the ranks, you could potentially go away from it. But that's kind of your renewal side of stuff, and that's really all you've got to do. And you can see then we've got a nice little added bonus to his financials. He's got 2 years and 5 months.